What's up, guys? It's Anam Khan here. So yesterday I was watching a video by Meet Kevin where he was giving us updates on Ukraine and the Russia conflict that's going on right now. And one of the things that he had mentioned was that we're actually seriously considering taking Russia out of the SWIFT system, the SWIFT banking system. Now, I know a lot of us are familiar with that and what that may do, but I feel like most of us, including myself, didn't know how the SWIFT system works and how that actually affects Russia and like the other countries that we use it as a sanction for. So I figured I'd do some research, and in this video I want to go over what the SWIFT system is exactly and how it affects countries that we use to sanction. So let's start by going over what SWIFT actually stands for. Most people don't realize it's an acronym, and it stands for, hold on, I gotta read this. The Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. Pay attention to the last word, telecommunications. And so the SWIFT system is actually ran by the G10 countries, which are a bunch of European countries, and they include the United States, Canada, and Japan as well. So the SWIFT system is actually a vast messaging network. That's what I wanted to bring to your attention. It actually does not hold or transfer assets. It's a messaging system that countries use between each other to transfer information. So it's quick, it's accurate, and it's secure, and it's easier for countries to use this to transfer instructions. And so I'll give you guys a quick example. So let's say that I live in New York, I use Bank of America, and I want to transfer money over to my friend in Italy. So I go to my bank, I tell him, hey, look, I want to transfer $10 to my friend in Italy. I mean, it probably wouldn't be worth using SWIFT then, but let's just use that as an example. So $10 I want to transfer. So what Bank of America will do is that they will send a SWIFT message over to my friend's bank in Italy. And then the bank will use that message and they'll credit and take out the appropriate money from that person's account. So that's actually how SWIFT works. It's very important to note that SWIFT is a communication service. It doesn't actually hold any assets, okay, or transfer any assets. So a lot of you guys actually might recall, a lot of you guys that were into cryptocurrency like a few years ago, there's a cryptocurrency called Ripple and XRP. And basically, their whole idea was to replace SWIFT. They were claiming that they could do things instantly, whereas SWIFT takes a few days, maybe a week and stuff like that. Not really sure where that project has gone. I think it was a cool idea. I actually invested in it back in the day, but I think they ran into some issues with the SEC. So now let's talk about how SWIFT will actually affect Russia. So kicking Russia off of SWIFT will damage Russia's economy right away. And it'll make it very difficult for Russia to do business outside of its borders. Now, keep in mind, about 40% of Russia's country's revenue, is from the oil and gas industry. And a lot of that is primarily outside of its borders. So cutting them off of SWIFT is going to have a dramatic impact on their economy. So let's use another example. So Iran, we kicked Iran off of SWIFT back in 2012, and due to their nuclear program, and they had lost 50% of their oil export revenue and 30% of their foreign investments, foreign trade. So it definitely can have a dramatic impact on a country's economy. So I guess naturally, this brings up the question, why are some countries opposed to it? And not just countries, I think a lot of big banks from America are opposed to it. And basically, their mindset is that if we kick Russia off of SWIFT, they're scared that another alternative to SWIFT might pop up that might be a bit more efficient, might be better, more modern. I think SWIFT was actually launched in 1973, which is pretty old. I mean, I'm sure it's a little outdated. There might be ways to do it better nowadays. So if we kick off Russia, what if a better alternative props up? This will dramatically reduce the influence of the SWIFT system and make it, and kind of take away from their monopoly. Cough, cough, China. So that's one of their big reasons why they don't want to kick Russia off of SWIFT. But it seems like as time goes by, it's becoming a more and more more and more people are getting on board with this option. So who knows, we might see it happen soon, but just wanted to put this information out there. Hopefully it helps. If you thought this information was helpful, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.